This is how I'd go about setting up a home gym on a budget. First and foremost, you're going to need a power rack. Now you're going to need this for multiple reasons. First and foremost is going to be safety. If you need to bail on a lift, especially if you're lifting by yourself, it's a no-brainer. It could potentially save your life. The pins are a great way of developing specific strength, whether that's at the sticking point or the lockout of a lift. You can also use the pins as a great way of reducing the overall load on the barbell. So if you're trying to manage training stress across a week, this could be another advantage. They're also excellent to use for overcoming isometrics. If you want to know more about isometrics, I'll leave an end screen to this playlist here. The pull-up bar on the power rack is going to be critical for developing upper body pulling strength. You can also buy a dips attachment to allow you to do weighted dips too. The pins are also useful for holding feet in place for exercises such as Nordics and various core holds. As you can see, the power rack is going to be a vital piece of kit and it's going to be a worthy investment. Now these are relatively cheap to buy. I live in the UK, you can probably pick up a decent one between £200 and £300. Now companies that I've had good dealings with have been Strength Shop, Mirafit and Rebel Strength. However, if you go on Amazon as well, they also have some decent power racks in there between £200 and £300. They're rated up to 250 kilo, which would suit most individuals' needs. Now, the key thing I would say about the power rack is just make sure that the dimensions fit into the area that you're looking to put it in. Also make sure that you've got enough clearance for your head to get above the bar on things such as pull-ups and chin-ups. Next is a barbell. Now this is an area that I wouldn't skimp on. A good barbell will treat you well and it'll last a long time. The type of bar that you buy depends on the lifts that you're doing. If you're doing the Olympic lifts, then you're going to need to buy an Olympic bar. They feature more bar flex and whip and a smoother spin with bearings in the sleeves for better rotation. For most people watching this video, I would hazard a guess and say that the power bar would suit most individuals' needs. They're designed for heavy squats, bench presses, mill presses and deadlifts. They're typically stiffer to reduce the whip or bend under heavy loads and have a more aggressive knurling for secure grip. Again, I'd look to spend at least a couple of £100 on the barbell. You can pick up a decent one at Strength Shop or Mirafit, again, if you live in the UK. These are rated up to 250 kilo and would suit most individuals' needs. A couple of quick points on the maintenance of the barbell. Just make sure that you're cleaning chalk out of it regularly, just to try and reduce the potential for rust. Also, just make sure that you unload plates off of it once you're using it, just to reduce the potential for the bar bending. Next up is the plates. You've got a couple of choices, either cast iron plates or rubber plates. I went for rubber plates in the end just because I wanted to protect my concrete floor, and I've got 2 young kids. One of them sleeps above the garage, so I wanted to reduce the overall noise. If you're Olympic lifting, then it's a no-brainer. You'll go for rubber plates. If you're not Olympic lifting and you don't mind the increase in noise and you've got decent matting down to protect your floor, then cast iron plates could be a better option. It will be cheaper per kilo. In terms of the smaller plates, 5, 2.5 and 1.25 kilo, I would just go cheaper here and I would invest the money in the bigger plates. Next is the bench. You're probably going to want to go for an adjustable bench just so you can get a more variety of exercises within your training program. Again, this comes down to your individual needs. You could actually save money here and not buy a bench at all. You would still develop a great upper body by doing dips, mill press and pull-ups. Now, a quick note on matting, you're going to need to spend a bit of money here just to protect your floor. Now for me, I went by a 6x4 18mm mat. Because I invested in rubber plates, I didn't need to worry about that as much. But depending on how strong you are, whether you go for cast iron plates and what floor you're actually lifting on, you're definitely going to want to invest something into that. Final piece of the puzzle is you're going to want to buy a dips belt so you can start to overload your calisthenics movements, such as dips, pull-ups and chin-ups. You can easily get this pretty cheap for about £15 to £20. A decent setup is going to cost you roughly £800 to £1,000 if you live in the UK. However, for me, I just see that as an investment in your health. And if you're paying a gym membership monthly anyway, you're going to recoup that money back in the long term. Over the years, you could start to add to the gym. However, this basic setup would serve you well and you would achieve excellent results. If you're looking for a free muscle building program, then click on this video here. The PDF is free to download and it comes with a printable training log. Or if you're looking for more information on isometrics, then click on this playlist here. Thanks for watching.